In today's video, I want to talk about, I'm not quite sure, we'll see. Let's talk about the video that you're watching in the background. First of all, the technical details. I'm using ivory black oil paint on Fabriano hot press paper. It's the Artisan line from Winsor&Newton oil paint. It's the water-mixable oil color. I really like that one because it's easy to clean. But what's more important is that the ivory black complements the warm tone of the paper very well. So they work really well together because ivory black is kind of a brownish black, so that works very well. So just in case you want to get into dry brushing, if you have a warm paper you want to work on, I suggest you use a warm black to work on it. And if it's more of a cool paper, then maybe use, I don't know, lamp black or Mars black. I don't know. Which one is the blue black? I'm not quite, I don't know. The video itself is a time lapse. I only film bits and pieces, not the entire thing. And then some things I slowed down a little bit for those of you who want to see a little bit more about what it looks like in real time. But it's just a few seconds here and there. So yeah, that's that. Now about the person that I'm portraying, it is Karolina Żebrowska, and I really hope that I didn't butcher her name. She's Polish, and I have no idea how to pronounce Polish names, but I did try to look it up on the internet. So if the internet is not lying to me, then the Z with the dot on top is kind of like a Z sound. So Karolina Żebrowska. And I tried to think of how to describe her concisely, and I would say that she's a fashion historian who doesn't take herself too seriously. Yeah, that's basically what sums her up. And if you want to find more about her and you haven't done so yet, then I would suggest you check out her YouTube channel, because I am not into fashion history and I really love watching her videos. The reason for that is that, I don't know, I really like her personality and she really does her own thing, even after, having gotten some internet, well, I don't want to call it fame, but some internet recognition on YouTube. She still just does her own thing, and I very much respect that, because I don't know how much YouTube you guys watch, but if you landed on this video, I assume a lot. And it's very hard to find YouTubers who stay the same throughout the years. Yeah, I don't know. I really admire that when people don't get too caught up in the how do I make most money with what I'm doing here. And she's definitely a very good example of that. And I find that just hugely inspiring. As far as her content goes, it's about fashion history, but she also does like meme like videos, and it's just really funny to watch that as well. Her personality is not over the top, so she doesn't wave her arms around and try to appear like a super hyper person all the time. I find like I do that a lot in front of the camera. Like I'm not a person who usually waves her hands when she's talking, but somehow when I stand in front of the camera, that brings that out in me. And I don't know if I'm being fake. I'm not trying to be fake, but somehow it makes me feel more comfortable when I'm a little bit more, I don't even know how to say it, just moving. So I guess what I want to talk about is, inspiration, and what I find inspiring. And it's definitely people following their passions, doing something that they're passionate about, talking about what they're passionate about. And that inspires me to create stuff, which is something that is much needed now that we're all forced to stay at home, or not forced, but asked to stay at home politely. I mean, it's very easy to drift into consuming content all the time, but I know how empty that makes you feel after a while. So I think the better idea is to try and create something, which is definitely what I want to do with the time that I got now. And so I find it very, very important to watch content that inspires you, and just watching creators who do their thing and do what inspires them, I find inspiring, and then that makes me want to get down and do my own thing. So that's how I basically came up with the idea of portraying her. I really, really like her face. She has this classic beauty, and that's basically how that came to be. But the real question is, what do you find inspiring? Because that's really the question that you need to ask yourself. Obviously, if you want to share anything and you happen to stumble across this video and you want to, you could leave a comment down below. But otherwise, I just ask you to ask yourself that question, because it's a very valuable question to ask yourself when you have more time than usual, because I think devoting it to creative projects is a really, really good idea. And with that being said, I hope you really enjoyed this video and have a creative week. Bye.